Alright guys, TacticalRab here, and today I hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. The first weekend of the playoffs is almost over, some massively important matches last night to determine how things will progress in this tournament. 100 Thieves XSET was a big one, and the implications actually for the brackets have certainly caused a bit of a stir within the pro scene as well. But some teams qualifying for Masters, some teams locking in their champion spots, certainly a lot to dive into today. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Really helps out the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that one. Let's just dive straight into things. Firstly, I thought this was rather funny here from, Mr. Overwatch, Dephh, of course, but they have a series here we will cover in a few minutes' time. Firstly, wanted to mention this, the European side, Guild Esports. What about that? They finally have done it. They took down M3 champions yesterday 2-0 to finally secure their spot in the playoffs. They've been a long time coming. Like, these guys have been really good for a very long period of time, but also when it comes to the playoffs, actually getting into the big LAN events, they've always just about fallen short. Great result for the guys. M3 champions down there in the lower bracket, right? But yeah, Guild will be going, as Trex points out right here, on the plane to Denmark, to Copenhagen. Excited to see these guys in action because they've been so good online, but just not been able to kind of convert in the crucial moments to get to a LAN setting, right? But they've done it right here. That was honestly an impressive series victory for them. 2-0 over M3 champions. Second up was especially tight on the fracture as well. I'm sure they were getting nervous that, okay, it could go to a game 3 and who knows what's going to happen there. But Breeze was 13-6 in their favor, dominant from Safe and Leo especially, and then it was fractured 13-11. Such a close fought affair. M3 seeded really won their defensive side, but in the end, it wasn't quite enough. And yeah, Chronicle, Nats, they did well, but not good enough either. So incredible scenes actually. M3 champions down there to the losers bracket. They're going to have to do some serious work in that bracket to make it through to Masters to have a chance to actually go for this one as well, because 3 teams out of those 6 do qualify in the European side. Still got a chance to do it, but again, Guild, the first team to lock in their spot in Masters. The second team to do it was none other than Fnatic. We expected this one. This was a tight series though, man. FPX are such a good team. Like, the quality of the Valorant in the last 2 maps, I suppose, of this series was just impeccable. Fnatic played great, so did FPX. Game 1 it goes in their favor right here. It was 12-4. Dominant actually game 1 here on the icebox, but then game 2 went to a Haven, and some of the play right here, like zyppan was just holding things down. FPX really bounced back. This went all the way to overtime, where FPX managed to win it in the end 14-12 to tie up the series and take it to a game 3. But Fnatic had other ideas when it got to that situation and closed out the final game as well. It was 9-3 actually here on the fracture. Eventually they get the job done, and that confirms Fnatic and Boaster, of course, and the boys Turko to go all the way through to Masters Copenhagen this time around. They of course made it there before as well, but didn't have their full team. Like, Turko wasn't able to make it. He was unwell. He tested positive or whatever. Couldn't fly out by the time he was there. Their substitutes didn't work out for them. Tough situation. This time should be better for them because, as Turko says, I'm not leaving my apartment now until Copenhagen, right? So he's making sure he doesn't get it at all. He's going to stay indoors, and nothing is going to happen to him with any luck. And Fnatic are playing probably some of the best Valorant that anyone is playing in the world right now. But OpTic certainly said, look, win the Masters champions later on in the day with their performance up against Evil Geniuses. We'll see here in a second. But Fnatic 2-1 over FPX. What a series. Turko and Al and Enzo as well. Just dominant series from them. Artist as well. What a player. He is on the chamber, but not enough at the end of the day. So up and out that good moment. But over the course of the 3 series, 13-9 in the end here. The 9-3 curse almost looked like it was going to happen, right? 9-3 to 9-7. I'm sure they were getting pretty nervous. But Fnatic clutched up. They got the job done. What a series from them. And that leaves the bracket looking like this. So Guild and Fnatic, the thing is, I always found it kind of strange with these formats, is that Guild and Fnatic will be happier winning that one series they've just done than if they win the grand finals here, right? Winning the playoffs in your region is really not that much of a big deal. What you really want to do is qualify for Masters and then win that tournament, right? So Fnatic and Guild will be happier winning the upper semi-finals than they will winning the grand finals here. But being in the upper finals, that guarantees both of these teams top 3. That is good enough to get them into champions, regardless if they lose the next 2 series as well. But M3 champions, Liquid, FPX, and Ascend, they have to go, significantly further than this. Only one of these 4 teams on the bottom side here will qualify. We get a couple of series to determine who that might be later on today to set up kind of the decider match, losers round 2 on June the 24th. Let's talk 100 Thieves then and the North American side. They of course match day up against XSET yesterday. Exciting series I thought on paper, and this, as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, I've got to change my prediction and XSET are going to win, because this seems to happen so often. I know I talk about it quite often on the channel, that some player will come up with a statement like this and effectively they'll lose the series as a result. As Nertreat say, Stella says from 100 Thieves, the IGL of the team, I don't think that they, that being XSET, have a lot of the super heavy hitters like FaZe Clan does with Dicey and babybay. So saying that, okay, yeah, we overcame FaZe Clan just about, and they've got Dicey, babybay who are going off on the main stage. XSET don't really have the same super heavy hitters, right? We should be okay to beat them. If we can beat FaZe was kind of the implication here, but XSET, I'm guessing, saw this and were like, okay, yeah, let's just show up at and hit new levels effectively. And I was really impressed here. Especially, Bang had a great start here on the Icebox. It was a pretty close fought affair early on, but Cryocells, as time progressed, this got heated up massively. Game 1 was close. XSET brought it back to and ended up taking the game 1 actually, and I mean, like, look at this play right here. Just honestly, discussing stuff inside the pit itself. Guess what? 1, 2, 3 to help close out the round at this point. Yeah, 100 Thieves got pretty much outclassed in this series, right? Especially in the latter side of this game 1, and then game 2 was absolute dominance here. This, like, was a massive jet diff in fairness from Cryocells. Like, look, we know how good this guy is. We know what he can do, but he's so much fun to watch when he's on, hitting some just disgusting shots with the op. Like, they were honestly just lining up for him at times, and yeah, he just dominated this, well, pretty much the entire series, but especially this map here on the Ascent as well. So a 2-0 for XSET. Like, look, it's finally happened for this team. We've known for so long that this team is better, arguably, than their placings suggest. They've been 4th forever, and now this guarantees top 3 at minimum. One more series victory for XSET will send them through to Masters. That'd be great to see, but as 100 Thieves say, 0-2 versus XSET got outclassed today. Nothing else to say about it. Cryocells is a demon. He honestly had a monstrous series, there's no doubt. And this is their history in North America, as Fion Fire points out. Stage 1 2021, 4th, 7th, 8th, 4th, 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 and now top 3 at least here in Stage 2 2022. If they win one more series, they get through, but it's going to be far from easy given the opponent they will play next. And Dephh indeed did see that one from Nerd Street, right, as he says. The hitters hit heavy today, right, saying that, okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about there, 100 Thieves, with it not having heavy hitters. Like, yeah, here goes Cryocells, and he's going to absolutely tear you a new one. Now, this is kind of the key talking point, I would argue, after this series, is the way the bracket plays out. This, to me, is a massive oversight by Riot, because I've never seen a tournament that has that, well, the bracket work out like this. But effectively what's happened here is they designed the first bracket such that teams play across groups, right? You don't have 2 teams in the groups, in the same groups, playing each other, so you don't get any rematches in the winners round 1. But usually what will happen here is when a team drops down to the losers bracket, the bracket will flip sides, such that you don't get a rematch of the first round matchup in the second round in losers. That has to wait until at least the third round, such that you get effectively more different matchups, and also so that teams, if they do make a run in the tournament, have to actually beat more than one team, if you know what I'm saying, right? Because the idea that 100 Thieves can beat FaZe first rounds and then beat them again if they do, to actually make a significant run, and just by beating one team, then that seems a little bit unfair in effect if the 100 Thieves just for whatever reason have a great matchup against FaZe. I'm not actually sure that's the case though, but yeah, this has definitely been causing a lot of concern and a lot of complaints, because as Dicey says from FaZe, rematch time with 100 Thieves already. They barely just played them, and now they're playing them again. And also in the other side of the losers bracket, this also was a possibility. We'll see the entire bracket here in a second after we just talk about the OpTic series, and that won't take long to cover, honestly, because that was a quick one. But XSET 2-0 over 100 Thieves, Cryocells plus 27, 324 ACS. Don't want to take credit away from the other guys as well, but honestly, completely outclassed here. We thought it was going to be stellar that will bang Asuna and Derek, but it turned out it was Cryocells instead. So yeah, this guy had a great series. But yeah, let's talk about the final one then. OpTic up against the EG guys. I thought this was going to be closer than it ended up being, right? I knew that OpTic were probably the favourites of this series, right? I think everyone was pretty much predicting them to win this one. But I mean, yeah, Victor here early on with the Marshall. He had some great shots. Like, I mean, this is just the second round to convert the eco effectively. But, still, OpTic, they started off on a good note here on the breeze. And they, this game 1 was pretty dominant in their favour. I mean, look, 10-2 defensive side. EG could do effectively nothing. They lose the game 1 very quickly indeed. And then game 2 was just completely dominant. They went over to a Haven 13-3. Like, EG got demolished, to be honest. It was so good from OpTic, just the way they were all playing together. Victor on the Neon is great fun to watch. Ye at his moments. Like, I mean, yeah, all of them were playing well. EG just seemed to know from early days this one was over. And I mean, yeah, one of the more dominant series you're going to see at this point in the tournament for sure. They do seem to, like, when the kind of pressure's on here, the OpTic guys, like, they do seem to step up to a new level. They did exactly that in this series. And they were certainly talking some trash as well, because as Chet Singh says, their coach, very clean and very easy game today. We're saying these guys put up effectively no resistance. Like, we just bowled through them and locked in the top 3. And actually, not just locking in the top 3, but locking in World Championship qualification. And there's FNS as well. GG well played onto the upper finals. Welcome to playoffs, my children. Right, saying that, look, and these are kind of online qualification, main event type matches. Who really cares? We'll play whatever. We'll go 4-1. Doesn't matter as long as we qualify. And then saying, look, here we are at the playoffs. This is where we take things seriously. And OpTic, well, clearly ascended to a bit of a new level. And this is what this means, right? So, of course, we did look at yesterday the kind of the circuit points that these teams have. Sentinels somehow having enough to make it through to the last chance qualifier. But OpTic, after winning Masters 1, have so many points. The only way they wouldn't have been able to qualify for Champions guarantees would be if some other team from North America was to go all the way through the playoffs, win it. OpTic would have had to come last effectively, or well, in the worst placing they possibly could. Then that other North American team would have to go through and win Masters, and then OpTic potentially, if that was somehow going to happen, would not have enough circuit points. But almost certainly that was not going to be the case. And therefore, officially with yesterday's victory, they have enough points to make sure that there's no 2 teams that can overtake them from the North American side. They've officially officially qualify for champions. You would have thought really that if you just win Masters 1, like or any of the Masters, you should be able to qualify. Effectively, that is how it works, right? With the amount of points you get, if you win one of the Masters, you're going to qualify with a few more points on the boards. But it wasn't actually fully guaranteed until yesterday, right? So a 2-0, like, look, we don't even have to look at this scoreboard too long. Victor, 43 and 22. Ye was 36 and 17 with a 91% cast, which was impressive numbers for sure. So, I mean, yeah, these guys got destroyed. They're going to go down to losers bracket and try and do it all over again, the evil geniuses, fellas. But this is how the bracket looks. So here we go. This is honestly the key frustration to me, is how this losers bracket looks. Yes, XSET versus OpTic Gaming is going to happen on the 24th to determine the first team to go through to Masters, because only 2 qualify from North America, 3 do from the EMEA side of things. But yeah, of course, the lower final winner will have to qualify. So whoever's in losers round 2 here has to win 3 straight series if they want to qualify. That's far from easy. Now, they could have done this losers round 2 very differently. Vanity's frustrated about it. I'm sure to a degree the players are frustrated about it, because I've never really seen this before. Like, let's say Ghost Gaming beat NRG. We would have in losers round 2 an EG Ghost Gaming rematch from winners round 1, and then 100 Thieves FaZe Clan rematch again. This is like never the case. They almost always flip these brackets such that 100 Thieves would, for example, play up against NRG and Evil Geniuses would play FaZe. I think that would be much more interesting, much more exciting to watch, and yes, there could very well be a 100 Thieves versus FaZe Clan rematch in that setting in losers round 3, but I mean, yeah, the fact that they're rematching so early to me is very strange. I'm not really sure why they've done this. It's definitely unnecessary, and it means that in theory a team like 100 Thieves can get top 4 this tournament by only beating one team, which yeah, seems a little bit strange to me. Now, actually, in fairness, I'm not sure 100 Thieves are going to win this, because I feel like, honestly, like they were rather lucky to win that series against FaZe in the first place. They got pretty much outplayed and then somehow made some miraculous 9-3 comebacks. Like, you've got to credit their mental resilience, but yeah, I actually think FaZe are going to win this one, and then EG versus NRG, that's tough to call. For some reason, I have faith for NRG to make this a crazy losers bracket run. We'll see how it goes, but I think I'm going to take FaZe and NRG, which, I mean, again, I think I'm completely faded. I have no idea how to even call these matches, but definitely an interesting decision from Riot on this one that generally isn't making anyone particularly happy, but very much intrigued to your thoughts in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button, tell us YouTube God, this is a good video, others like you should see it as well, and I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you as always, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.